What's up, you guys? Welcome back. It's Mr. Eddie Barber, and today we're here to discuss the Wahl 1919 with the Andis Masters Blade mod. Why would you want to do this? Well, the answer is kind of simple, because one, this is a badass blade. It's very nice to fade with. It's always been fun to use. And two, probably the biggest thing for me is the fact that you get to use these double magnetics, and I just love how they fit. They're so secure and they always seem to cut really good. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to do this mod, give you some tips on how to work with the double magnetic guards if you never have before, or even if you have, I'm going to show you something that maybe it will open your eyes up to. Because as we talked about in the other videos, I talked about fade system 1, fade system 2, fade system 3, like the 3 systems that I'll use. But there is a little bit of a curveball when I use this, and I found it to be really freaking cool. So I'm excited to get to that. But secondly, I wanted to mention to you guys before we go into the how to do this blade mod, you're gonna want to know a little bit, because this is not an easy mod to get, and you know, if you try to cut any corners, you're probably just gonna mess up your brackets. And one of the good reasons why you might want to do this too is if you bought a Wahl 1919 and you were disappointed like I was that I could not zero gap it, because they put bolts here that were so much larger in diameter than their previous bolts that it just didn't allow for much play on that top plate, and you really couldn't zero gap them. For some people, zero gapping is a must, and I am one of those people. I've talked about it on the channel. There's plenty of people out there who don't believe in the zero gap and they get by just fine, and you know, to each his own. We all have our ways that we like to work, but that's my favorite way to work. So immediately I was disappointed, and I've had 3 of these. I've given away 2 of them, and you know, this one I decided to go buy again and put this blade mod on it, and I'm super happy that I did. If you don't feel like you have the skills to do this mod after you see, you know, you can buy these brackets online, or you can cannibalize something that you already have. So I just happen to have clippers laying around. I had a Masters that I could take the bolts and the blade. The top blade is the only blade that we're gonna use. And secondly, I had a magic clip that I was able to steal the bracket from. So if you have a magic clip, a corded senior, or a cordless senior, or probably many of the other ones, you can still use the slide for that. And the slide is what you're actually bolting the blade down into, and also you're bolting in the lever. So, you know, you'll take that slide off of everything, kind of make one nice cyclops of a clipper. This mod is not easy if you don't know what you're doing. It's very easy to mess it up, and the margin for error is like razor thin. To review it and to see, you know, to say like how much more do I like it than the regular Wahl blade, that kind of stuff, I would say that most of the mods that you would do to many clippers and many trimmers, I mean, they're fun at first. At first you might think, God, I'm getting a great cut, these are so nice, but usually that lackluster wears off, and pretty soon you realize why stock was actually better in some cases. A lot of these companies, they put a lot of time and money into research and development to try to give you a product that will give you good longevity, good performance. And when you start to mess with that, I mean, you're kind of doing this at your own peril. So what kind of longevity I'm gonna get with this, because maybe this is putting a little more pressure on it than it used to have, that kind of thing remains to be seen. So you might be taking a risk on that side, but using it, ease of use, this is one of those mods that it was really worth doing, and I really like working with this, because I, for one, am not going to go buy the Andis Masters for $225 plus tax and watch it just die on me in a year, be extremely loud, probably be underwhelming in every single way. Now, of course, I haven't had one. I don't plan on getting one. I have watched a few reviews on it, and nothing about that clipper flatters me, so I won't be buying it or using it. However, I feel like I've found a hack that allows me to use one of my other favorite companies, Wahl, and give it the quality that it missed the mark on. Because I guess there's some rumors out there like they have a a lot of 1919s that didn't sell. They were expecting this to be a lot better than it was. Probably some of that is due to the fact that they didn't zero gap it, and a lot of us looked at that like, yeah, I'm good, I can work without that. And the high price point, if you add both things together and think, man, I gotta buy this, then I gotta buy a bracket, then I gotta go through the trouble of changing it, I can't just take it out of the box and use it. Well, you know, there's other options that you could just take it out of the box and use it, and they were cheaper, like the Magic Clip or maybe a caliber. Let's get it into this modification. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like when I use it, and you know, give you a feel for it. But before we do that, you want to hear a sound test? Let's do a sound test before we do that. All right, so check it out. Almost cut my freaking beard. You kidding me? Woo! Gotta be careful. Got the mic right here. All right, listen. I'm not sure what it sounds like to you, but these things are really quiet. Very easy to talk to your client while you got these things running, and they do work really smooth. They cut really close, and I haven't had any trouble getting any lines out. So yeah, let's check out that. Man, I can't even cover this. It's got a lens hood on it. I'm working on setting up my new studio. Whatever. Let's just go. What's up, you guys? Welcome back. And I just bought a new Wahl 1919. So I got Chad with me.
How's everyone doing?
And we're here to do a mod. So I want you guys to check out his seniors. There's something peculiar going on with these seniors, and I told you I would do a video, but I'm going to show you guys how to do the mod. So we have the double magnetic. This is an Andis blade. So we got an Andis blade on a Wahl senior cordless, and it is really fun to use this. It zero gaps all right. So the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to show you the exact drill bit size you're going to need, the tap size you're going to need, and everything you're going to need to do this mod. So let's get going. All right, you guys, what you're going to need to do this modification, first off, is an 8-30 seconds tap, okay? We got to make new threads. You're going to need to get a bracket. You can buy these online for like $2. Appleton Barber Supply sells them. You can get them on eBay. You can get ripped off for like $10 like I did, or you can look around and get a better price. You're going to use a 1/8 drill bit, okay? 1/8 drill bit's 125 thousandths, which means that you're going to have a little bit of meat left to be able to cut those threads. So the hole has to be smaller than the thread, all right? The next thing you're going to need is a center punch. The center punch, what that's going to do is you're going to hit that, and I'm going to show you in a minute. You're going to hit that with your hammer, and that's going to stop your drill bit from walking.
That's the most important part.
It is the most important part, because if you try to just drill into this, your drill bit's going to walk all over, and it's not going to be in the exact same spot. So in order to get this perfect, you're going to need a center punch. Something to mark the holes with. In my case, I just took the blade off of my old clipper that I don't use, so you're going to need an Andis blade. Even if you buy the Andis blade, they don't sell the bolts with the blade. You're going to have to buy the screws, okay? So you need the screws for the Andis Master. You can buy them separately. You can buy them on Amazon. I just want to mention one more thing about this bracket. The bracket from the seniors will work, the corded seniors will work, the cordless seniors will work, and also your Wahl 1919 will also work. So all four of those, in case anybody was wondering out there, will work. Yes, the corded ones will work. I just want to reiterate that point, because if you can't find them online anywhere for the exact one you're thinking you need to look for, you can certainly get that. And for whatever reason, the ones that come with the 1919 have this big hole in the center, which really doesn't make a difference. You'll still be able to do this anyways. Your drill is a 1/8. That's the hole you're going to make. Your drill hole has to be a little bit smaller than your thread, okay? So your thread, 8-30 seconds, that's a little bit bigger than the 1/8, and that allows you to cut the threads that you need into the hole. This is the machine I'm going to cannibalize to fix this. So I'm going to steal this blade. We're going to take this apart. We're going to look at this slide, and we're going to take this one apart. So let's just take them both apart right now. You and I, we're always on the edge. We fight and make love at the same time. Would you break up just because I told you what I did last night? From the Wahl 1919. Just going to put it down on this table here. I couldn't do it while I was holding the camera, but you're just going to put your blades up to it. Now there's very little room for error. If you slide too far to this way or too far to the other, you're going to wind up running into the holes that were already there, and you're not going to be able to do it. You got to get these like dead on accurate. Save yourself a little bit of material in between these two bolt holes, and just make sure you do it right. Okay, I realized that I kind of forgot something sort of important to show you guys how I found the exact distance, or like how I figured it out. Basically what I did was I took the top blade on top of this with this in the closed position. This got to be closed, right? Put this on top and line it up so that it, make sure that you can zero gap it, okay? And once you know you can zero gap it, you're gonna have to hold it down tight. It was almost impossible to try to do this in film at the same time, but then take your marker, mark your dots. You want it to be flush on the top. The reason you want it to be flush is because there's gonna be a little bit of play in between these bolts, right? So you wanna be able to zero gap it and set it back. If you put this too far down, it's gonna be too sharp, it'll cut wood and you'll mess up your bracket. If you put it too far up, then it's gonna wind up making it so that you can't zero gap it.
Take that much, let's carefully inside your holes, and it's gonna be pretty close. If you do anything, that's it. You can have all the hammer, just bang back straight again. We're good. Make sure you got the bolts in there still, right? Just both the hammer, slide it back on. Just slides nice, possibly get that to the back. Looks good, line it up. Oh. Right, right? And you lock on the top. Outside, work now. I'll tell you what, the thing zero gap. That is, because mine doesn't say zero gap. Until next time, this is Chad. Also, I would like to enjoy this location to decide with. Trust I tell you, your branding, especially when you're going to stand one, is something special. I have new found appreciation friends.
All right, so you guys can see it puts in some pretty nice work. And by the way, that video that I just showed you guys, I'm gonna be doing a tutorial on that real soon. And I can't wait to finish editing that and add that to the next video so I can walk you guys through the whole process. Okay, you guys, if you're brave, you want to give this thing a try, go ahead and get to it, start taking it apart. But the only thing you really got to lose is your slide, and even if you mess it up, you can still use it with the Wahl blades, unless you really mess it up. But for the most part, you can still use it. Next, the other little curveball that I wanted to try to tell you guys was I wanted to tell you guys, instead of skipping the half guard, when you're using this process, when you're using the Andis, for some reason, if you attack that next step after the open taper with the open zero, a lot of times I can flick the blend out right with my wrist. So I'm gonna go into detail on that a lot further in a future video. But as for now, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also good luck to the person who's gonna win the gold FX. I'll see you in another video.